What is one ILM, Brandon Green, what is one ILM project that you didn't get the opportunity to work on but wish you had? So many. The big spaceships always thrill me. The mothership from ET is one of the most beautiful models you have ever seen. The mothership from Close Encounters, which I've also seen up close. Those two are just, they're jaw-droppingly gorgeous. I would have loved to have worked on one of those. But truthfully, the biggest answer, the Millennium Falcon. I wish I'd worked on the Millennium Falcon. Steve Donsky wants to know how I got hired to work at ILM. I think I told you. The twins say hi. My twins say hi back. Paxton Sparks, was ILM your dream job, or did you feel like it was a stepping stone? If it was your dream job, what made it that? Yeah, no, it totally was my dream job. It was actually, I think the joke I made, my friends, after I'd been working at ILM for a few weeks, my friends noticed that whenever I was talking about work, I would say, tomorrow I get to, and then I would tell them what I would be working on. I get to, instead of I have to, I get to. And at a certain point, someone was like, man, it's like your wish fulfillment card has all the items crossed off on it. And that was exactly how it felt. And I think that that's the shift that happened that I was just talking about, was it was my dream job for a long time. And then there was a point at which I was like, maybe I'd like a little bit more. Maybe there's a little bit more to be gotten out of a job than this. Yeah. And that's that process of thinking. So no, it was my dream job when I got it, and it ended up being a stepping stone. But everything's a stepping stone. Nothing is the end in and of itself. Also, someone else asked here if ILM was a salaried gig or freelance. All freelance. There are, if there's 1,000 people working on a film, like 5 of them are salaried. It's almost all freelance. I'm exaggerating the numbers, but it is almost all freelance work. So it's like, you know, my employment history has like probably 300 items on it because of all the freelance. Were there any makers that significantly influenced your design approaches once at ILM? How did your design approaches change? It's hard for me to say how they changed, but every maker I encountered changed my design approach. Every one. Because you got to, I mean, you know, we're in each other's pockets for 8 or 9, sometimes 10 or 12 hours a day for months on end. And really getting to witness something like Ira Keeler using a 2-inch Craftsman plane to make a perfect Citroen out of ash. Watching that happen is astounding. But more than that, it inculcates me with some of the understanding about how such a thing happens. So that becomes an arrow in your quiver. Watching how fast John Goodson can make something out of styrene is still like a magic show. Watching Dave Fogler and Mark Siegel sculpt rocks with the Opinel knife, using the blade's own topography to achieve what felt like natural forms. That's in fact what the whole process was at ILM, was constantly being inculcated with new ideas and new ways of executing things, and having that. I also like to imagine that that's kind of what it's like to work at any place where everyone is really sharing the load and sharing the work, because the same is true here at Tested. I mean, I think that we all kind of watch each other go and do what we're doing, and we work with each other, but also it's delightful watching what someone else will do left to their own devices. You've witnessed it in the last year, watching how much the edits on our videos have changed because the shooting style has changed. I like to imagine that like the right kind of workplace to me is one in which everyone feels a real sense of ownership over the final product and a real sense of contribution towards that final product. That's always engendered my favorite places to work. Okay, we have time for one more. Is there one in the, no? Okay. We have time for one more. Let's see, I answered that one. Tommy Stevens wants to know, Would 3D printing have been a game changer for ILM model making had it become prevalent while you were there? Yes. Yeah. 3D printing has been a game changer for every practical prop manufacturer there is. Completely. It's just become a really important process. Doug Harlocker, when I interviewed him on the set of Alien Covenant, said that they had 4 or 6 printers just going 24 hours a day to keep up the volume of what they needed to execute. A place like ILM ILM specifically, but no, a place like ILM, because Weta Workshop is exactly the same way, is very process agnostic. You will have people who like the way that they do things and do things in a preferred way. But when a better way comes along, everyone jumps on board. When a better, faster, easier way to execute something shows up, everyone wants a piece of that. So there's no preciousness of like, no, we don't do 3D printing, which is why I think some of the gatekeeping around 3D printing and cosplay, which I hope is now a thing of the past, is so ridiculous. Because it's not about the process. It's about the execution. It's about that final product. I believe ILM was an early adopter of the laser cutter, which is probably one of the earliest forms of rapid prototyping process. And the laser cutter is a tool I didn't even know existed until I worked at ILM, and learning to use the laser cutter from Fawn Davis and from Don Bees and from the other folks there changed my life. It changed my life. It seriously. So yeah, it would have been a game changer. And each new process, CNC routing, CNC plasma cutting, all of those would have been brought in. As it was, we use laser cutting all the time. We also use CNC all the time. Brian Dewey, in particular, was like, he was like the composer. He could make those machines sing and do all sorts of stuff. Dewey was one of those engineers who, like, everything he built worked the first time, which is super annoying to witness. It's just absolutely exhausting. Nothing I build ever works the first time. I now want to get on a Zoom with all my old buddies at ILM, because it was an incredible group. And I've mentioned a lot of my model making friends. I apologize. Lauren Vogt, Melanie Wayless, Peggy Raster, Lauren Hillman, the painters. I learned so much from them over the years that I worked there. I spent so many days in that spray booth with a mask on, chatting, shooting the shit, talking gossip. It was a magical time, and I am really grateful. At the very end of my tenure at ILM, the last gig I worked on was Terminator 3. Under Peter Rubin, the art director's careful eye, Fawn Davis and I built the particle accelerator you see through the window in T3. And I'm really proud of that set. And I still love all of those folks. I saw a lot of them. I've seen a fair few of them on Zoom and in some socially distanced gatherings during COVID, and it's been lovely. I will forever be grateful for my tenure at ILM, and super grateful for your awesome questions about it. Thank you for letting me walk down memory lane. I think this is me signing off. Happy holidays, happy Christmas. I wish nothing but health, productivity, and satisfaction to you and everyone you love in this new coming year. And I can't wait to get back to hugging people that I love. Stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.